Now, joining me in studio to review Kingsman, The Golden Circle, is Dave Fanning from 2FM and Gordon Rochford from the very popular movie podcast, Why Press Play. Gentlemen, you are both very, very welcome.
Thanks very much.
Now,
Lisa.
Dave, have you been waiting with bated breath for the brand new Kingsman? I know you're not a fan of the first one.
I'm not a fan. It's just that I can see that this is the kind of movie that is for certain people.
Yeah.
It's just not really for me. The first one was a major shock, I think, to a lot of people. It took so many different genres and very violent, very misogynistic and very much in your face. And it was a spoof as much of James Bond movies as it was of Austin Powers.
Absolutely.
It was a spoof of a spoof of a spoof kind of thing. It's really heavy stuff. And the tone, if you like the tones to change every 5 minutes. There was a scene in the church. Remember the scene in the church?
Yeah, it was epic, yeah.
Okay, so he loved it.
Well,
it's
he
not
was
my
a fan.
thing.
I know it's not your thing, Dave, but Gordon, you're a fan. You like the first Kingsman, right?
Absolutely, it was an assault on the eyes. The scene in the church when Colin Firth is going crazy.
I love that.
Very artificial, very high frame rate, and it's kind of like hard for the eyes. But I think this one lived up to that.
Okay, now Dave, they do obviously give a lot away in the trailers of late. We were discussing this outside the studio,
and who's in there? I'll tell you who's in there.
What?
The guy you just mentioned, Colin Firth, is in there.
Yeah, and of course we just saw the junket with him, and of course he is in the trailer, so everybody knows he's back, but he can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I'd love one of those umbrellas though.
It does lower the stakes though for the new movie, because if anybody dies in it, you're not sure if they're going to appear in the next sequel as well. Like, he died in the last one. It was very dramatic, and Samuel L. Jackson shot him. It kind of ruined it a little bit for me.
What about the American counterparts, right? We've got Channing Tatum in there, we have Halle Berry, you have Jeff Bridges. So, come on, tell me about that. Did you like that sense of it, or do you think they're just big names to draw the dollar?
I thought the Channing Tatum thing was a little bit disappointing after watching it. He's only in it for like 3 or 4 minutes. He's dancing. They literally put him on ice halfway through because he gets a disease. I mean, you can't really put him on the poster and expect.
But we do have to let everybody know about the cameo with Elton John. It's absolutely brilliant.
The campness of this movie, like, manifested an appearance of Elton John. He comes out, he defends Colin Firth's safety against robot dogs. He's forced to play the piano by Julianne Moore, and it's just like really funny.
And it knows its audience. The first movie, remember, made about 75 or 80 million in America.
That's
so
right,
of course they were going to make a sequel.
So, Gordon.
Money talks.
Yes, I know. And do you think it delivered the goods then, Gordon?
For me, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're looking for something super camp and like an 80s or late 70s James Bond movie, perfect. If you're looking for a serious...
Do you know what? I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was really good fun, really relaxed, something that you can enjoy on a Sunday afternoon. OK, now, our next movie is Borg versus McEnroe. Dave, we were sitting beside each other in the cinema. Yeah. Of course, it is one of the great on-court battles back in the 1980s. I was only 2, actually, when that was happening.
I was older.
McEnroe, of course, being the very tumultuous kind of torrid, strong person, and then, of course, we have Borg, who's kind of the ice.
Well, that's it. You know, Game of Thrones is from the thingy-bobs of Ice and Fire.
Yes.
That's what this is, because there's Mr. Ice on the right-hand side of that poster there, and there's Mr. Fire there. I mean, this guy, actually, the funny thing is, it shows the differences in the movie like this, and it shows that they were the exact same at one stage.
Well,
that's really what it's about.
They split it with music. I thought the first half, every time
music was trying to tell you when to do this,
absolutely.
The other one was a bit
you
too
will
much.
Feel.
Yeah, exactly.
But Borg was very silent, contemplative silence. You know, these kind of like bum in the moonlight, staring off into the distance, scenes. And then every time Shia LaBeouf came on, it was all like hard rock, and he was eating pizza and drinking milkshakes.
Led Zeppelin, tequila shots. What did you think of the casting of Shia LaBeouf? I mean, the hair alone.
Well, the Shia LaBeouf was perfect. Instead of trying to make him sort of do something that's okay, like saying the movie Glory sometime back in the... what do you call it?
Controlled.
Yeah, exactly. All that sort of stuff. What they did was, this is what he does. Yeah. Let's make him do that on screen as well. Let's exactly channel who he is. Yeah. And he was like, exactly as you would expect, shouting and screaming and going crazy. And, by the way, I believe the two of them in real life were actually shown the script, and how he let the bit go through of the being mean to Garolitis and
well, this is the thing. He didn't even... Shia LaBeouf didn't even meet John McEnroe in real life.
No, there was no
And John McEnroe was like, I don't know who's going to make a movie about me, because he's never even met me.
Do you think it merited being made? Because, I mean, I was only 2, I don't remember.
Are you saying should a documentary have been made? Do you remember Senna? That was brilliantly done, a brilliant story. This is a great story
Rush
too.
As well.
Rush was kind of different, because that was, to me, that was like
there
was 2 actors.
Though.
Senna was a documentary, so it was a different thing.
Well, Metz, the director of this, is a documentary maker. So when you see the scenes, it's not traditional like tennis 30-degree down scene. Like, it's top down.
And of course,
it's maybe a bit.
Yeah, but do you know what's most significant of all, though, is, do you know what the movie's called in Sweden? I think Borg.
Yeah.
They just leave McEnroe. No, it is seriously. So like, it's not fair and so much. It's really, and his backstory, it's entirely Borg's. It's hardly anything of McEnroe's at all.
Listen, guys, thumbs up or thumbs down? What did you think of it?
Oh, thumbs up for me anyway. It was like, I didn't know who was going to win, which match it was.
Oh, I did. I was there. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was there. I watched it on television.
Dave, thumbs up or thumbs down? Are you doing the gladiator up or down? Come on.
I'm saying thumbs up.
Up and an up from me as well, guys. It was good. Let's give it that. Yeah.
Brought to you by Virgin Media. A new era of entertainment awaits on Ireland's fastest broadband network.